Howdy, it's Tubalcain again, and this short video is just to show you what I bought in this auction plunder. And really the only pictures that I took at the actual auction were two photographs of the beautiful Starrett boxes. But in the end, what you see here is what I bought, and it was $398 worth, and that's not a whole lot of merchandise, but I think I will run through all of that. People seem to enjoy it, and it'll be my first time too, since the auction was yesterday and I was busy. I had to go to a birthday party, so didn't have much time. Now, I did buy the Kennedy box, and I don't know why I got it, but other than I do like the riser at the bottom, but they couldn't get the door open. And they struggled and struggled, so I thought, I didn't know what it looked like, but even when I got home here, I had to pry it open, so there's something that's a little dented or something there. But I was disappointed to see that it's just 3 drawers instead of the usual 7 drawers. I didn't even know they made them like this, but there's nothing in the drawers at all. But I always like to look down here once I take the cover off, because sometimes there's some goodies down there, but really there isn't this time. There was a how to read a Starrett micrometer, and then on this end, one of the drawer dividers. So that's all I got. There's nothing down in there. There is the key for the lower lock. It does not fit the upper lock. I'll show you the key for the upper lock. There's the Kennedy key. Doesn't seem to work for some reason. It was extremely cold and windy yesterday, so I only stayed for a couple hours and I went home, but there was just an awful lot of merchandise left after they sold the machinist tools. Now, people have asked me, where do you find these auctions like it's some great secret? Well, it was in our newspaper last Wednesday. That's where I found it. You know, there's no mystery to it all, other than you people down south tell me that you don't have auctions down that way or way out west, which I do believe. And you say, how do I get this stuff so cheap? I did not get it cheap. That's almost $400 worth, and I was outbid 98% of the time, and had to pay premium for what I do have. So, and I didn't need any of those. But I think we'll take it apart here, one tray at a time, and I'll show you what I got. And it might be some surprises for me. I hope there is. There was really only one bargain that I consider a bargain, and that was this here. And there were a few other items along with it, a bundle of steel, and I left that lay on the rack. But so it was either $2 or $3. I forgot which. Well, when I pulled it out, after they handed it to me, there's a set of feeler gauges. It's a little bit longer than anything that I need, but nevertheless, if I ever want to get far away from my work, I got those. But inside that little homemade envelope is a 24-inch Brown & Sharp that will fit my combination square head that I bought at Herky Hardware. So that was a nice surprise, as well as another 24-inch Starrett. And I was kind of surprised nobody bid against me on that, and I just at the last minute held my hand up, whatever's in there, you know, it's a grab bag. And so that was my only bargain of the day. Not a whole lot in this tray, but there's another set of feeler gauges. It's quite long, not as long as the other ones. I don't know what brand it is, and it probably doesn't matter, but just in case I ever need them. In this Starrett box is a ground and graduated vial, which I think is for those precision levels. By the way, there were about 6 of the precision levels, including one of those Starrett master levels, all sold to one man who was a dealer. But there's the vial, probably a good item, but nothing I need really. And a set of Starrett 154L parallels. Look to be in good shape. This is the first time I've opened it. Can't tell whether they're used. A lot of times these little screws are mutilated. If you have any parallels, you'll know that, what I'm talking about. But it looks like they're in real good condition, so that'll be useful. All right, let's see what we got here. I believe these are Starrett. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know if that's a Starrett. I'm not sure about that. That almost looks like one of those Mighty Mites. I'm not sure if that's a Starrett. Most of the stuff was Starrett. I believe that might be. I think it's marked. I'm going to get my glasses on. Just some miscellaneous indicator parts. Let's open these first. There's a, I think, new in the box. No tip there. How much are those? If you had to buy it, how much would that be? I suppose $40 or $50 if it's a Starrett. In this box, oh, there's two. Now this one looks used, possibly even abused, so there's a little nick right there, but it seems to work okay. It's got the plunger on it. And this one, again, no plunger. What am I going to do without plungers? That one seems a little sluggish, but it's probably all right. Shock absorbing anvil. Never heard of it. In this box, oh jeepers, no indicator in there, just a bunch of these. I believe they're all Starrett. And in this one, oh, this belongs to the great engineer, Casey Jones. Want me to hum a few bars? Precision brand. Looks to be new. Doesn't have much travel. I think that's new. Might be something down there in that little, this rattling around. I'm not going to take the time to get it out. Okay, if you got a sore throat, here you go. There's the tips. A bunch of them, along with some scrap. And then I do know what's in here because I looked at this. I don't think anybody else did, but I had been wanting this. There's more tips there, but this, as far as I can tell, is a complete set of Starrett indicator tips. You've seen them in the catalog. How much would that cost? That would be at least 20 bucks. How about 20 bucks? Tell me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. All right, that's it for this flat. Not great, but some neat items. I love to buy trays like this, and this wasn't cheap. I don't recall. I think my wife wrote the prices down someplace. She comes with me and loves it. But there wasn't any women's stuff there. It was all men's stuff because the woman was still quite alive. You know, these women outlive the men anyway. All right, what's in here? That's that's a Craftsman. It says tool room. And it's Imperial. It seems to me that I have a V-block. I'm going to set this aside. I thought I saw a V-block. Here's a Mitutoyo. That's that's a radius gauge. I've got several of these already. I love the shape of it. It's just a pretty tool. Where's my glasses? I think it's, yeah, it's a Starrett. Isn't that neat? That's a Starrett. I believe this connects two rulers, end to end. That would be a $20 item. Now, there's two of those. This, also Starrett. What's the number? Howdy Craig Heath down there in Bushnell. He just loves these Starrett tools. He likes to buy them off of eBay, some of the more exotic ones. Anyway, that'll hold two rulers. This ruler isn't necessarily the right one. That's a hook ruler, and it is a Starrett. In good condition, but not satin chrome. I like my satin chrome. This is satin chrome. I don't think I have any satin chrome protractor, so that's kind of a nice unit, but it is used, a little banged up. This might be a, yeah, this is a Starrett center punch. There were a lot of these, the different sizes, in different trays. Things get mixed up. What they do is they empty out the drawers. They take the drawers and dump them into a cardboard tray. That's why it's just an oddball assortment. I don't know what that is. That, I believe, goes on the end of a dial caliper. And they did sell several dial calipers. I was outbid to turn it into, I think, basically a height gauge. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. A fishtail, a fowler. Some more of the little Starrett indicator tips. Boy, there were a lot of that. Well, there must have been 100 indicators. That's why there's so much of this other stuff. Not sure what those are for. If it's for indicators, there are quite a few last word indicators. Oh, there's the drill gauge that goes on this ruler for drill sharpening. And, oh, these are kind of hard to find. They did sell some nice combination squares. I was outbid. Outbid on most stuff. So don't think that I have some magic. I have long been a Lufkin fan. I have quite a few Lufkin tools. They haven't made precision tools for over 40 years, but there's a reasonably nice Lufkin 513 depth mic with the 2 extra rods. Shows a little, I don't know, staining there. But that looks like a nice tool. I'll enjoy using that. That's just a piece of junk. I don't know what, that fits a magnifier or something. Okay, here we've got, what I did is I bid, they held these up and they said, well, I won the bid, so much each. How many do you want? I said, I'll take them all. So there's 6 of them. I hope there's something in each box. But I think they're all new, I'm not sure. They still got the keeper on it. Are they all the same number? It's a B1. So there's some various numbers. I don't know what that is. Looks to be new. Looks to be new. I am not doing this to show off or brag. This is just informational and educational and entertaining, I hope. And now these boxes, you can't tell whether they're used or just shelf worn. It's got the little keeper on there. And one more. I hope this isn't getting too... Oh, there's a price on here. Advanced tool, $29. Well, whoa! Wasn't expecting that, although this one does look used from the shank, and it's missing the tip. What am I going to do? I have to send a Starrett. That one appears to be new, because I still got that. See, it doesn't have the full travel until you take that thing off. No, I don't think that's new. There's some marks there. So that's all that was in this box. Nice box though, wasn't it? I have no idea why I bought this box, other than I seldom use calipers. I do use dividers. I used to get this 100 copies at a time from Starrett at the school. It had a different cover at the time, but I think it's essentially the same print. This is, pause your video to read this. I always thought this was such a neat statement by Thomas Carlyle. Pause your video if you want to read that. Okay, so in this tray we have brand new Starrett, looks like what, 8-inch? Yeah, 8-inch. Nice polish on that. That's the same thing. There's also 8-inch inside caliper. Six-inch, I think. Oh, boy, that was loaded. Almost got me. Almost got me. Oh, can we talk about this? I don't know, was that the Fay patent? Anyway, I love this nut, this rapid nut. I believe you had to pay extra for that. It was not on all of the tools. So you can make your fine adjustment, but you could also make a rapid adjustment, and that's what just about got me here a minute ago. And the tips are perfect, and it was in its own little sheath. So here we have actually two 8-inch Starrett number, it's hard to photograph those. What is it, 78 or 79? Hopefully these were still made in America, so there's like two of everything. And now this I don't understand why this is in a pouch and why there's a picture of it, because evidently this is not a new item. No, this is old because it's a rosewood handle. The later ones were like a hard rubber, or maybe they still make it and it's plastic. And the idea here, I think, was it was insulated, so that if you were around pieces of electrical equipment checking the revolutions, the counter, you're not going to get shocked. I think that was the purpose of that. So, but that's got some chipping going on there, so somebody must have looked that up and ran off a sheet, and I don't know why. All right, that's the end of that tray. Just one more tray after this. There's an incomplete Starrett indicator holder, magnetic. Nice little pouch of Starrett small hole gauges. Appear to be in excellent shape. These are imperial. I don't think you can use them for metric. Rim shot. Okay, these are taper gauges. I have some of these already. Why there are two of them in the one pouch, I do not know, but it's millimeters on one side, inches on the other. I like these. So there's two in there, and then there's one here. This is also a set of Starrett gauges. There's a name on there, a man's name. Number 267. I've never seen this. They had some of the smaller ones in pouches, but I've never seen this particular tool, and apparently these two are identical. No man's name on that, but it's a little tarnished. Here we have a Starrett thread pitch gauge, imperial, I believe. No? Yeah, imperial. Here's one with a little tarnish on it. Is it Starrett? Yes. Oh, Primitive Pete's got a hold of that one. Yeah, Primitive Pete did a number on that one. That's junk. Here's some feeler gauges. That is Starrett. That's Starrett. And that's Starrett, so it's a little different pattern, the shape, as opposed to the rounded end ones, which I'm used to. So that's kind of neat. And that's it for that tray. One more tray, stay with me. This auctioneer was so slow, and he wasted so much time on this particular one, and I'm not sure why I bought it, but there was just a long debate on what is this. And I'm going to ask you, what is this? Or I should put it on my What Is It series. But yeah, I think I'll save those, because nobody there at the auction could identify these, and that one's still, I'm going to save that. Although I don't think anybody will figure out what those are. So we won't even talk about them now. But there is a V-block here, a Starrett V-block, but only one. So the other one, there were some others, but I guess they were in other boxes, but it does fit with that clamp that I showed you earlier. Looks like a piece of drill rod or, no? I don't know what it is. Nothing. There's a last word. It appears to be sluggish. There's a nice indicator. It appears to be okay. Used though, I believe it's used, but it's okay. And finally, this one, it is a Starrett, but the crystal is missing. Seems a little sluggish. Perhaps it's junk. Now there are a few items here that are duplicates that I probably will eventually run through eBay, but you know, I make an announcement if I ever do that. So, all right, that completes digging through my auction finds here. Good or bad, whatever it is, you can leave a comment, a kind one if you would. And this is Tubalcain saying so long for now, and I'll see you at the next auction, maybe.